So we are here with the one and only Barber Josh O.P. First of all, thanks for being in this video with me, but let's jump on this video. So, first question, tell us your main advice for us.
Ooh, that's a big question. I think that I could go, you know me bro, you said earlier, you watched a podcast where I took 25 minutes to answer one question, but it was like a detailed answer. So I could go so deep into this, but I honestly think the biggest advice I could ever give would be to figure out who you want to be. And I think that's the main one. Because what you're doing there is you're finding out your why. You're finding out your reasoning behind everything. Like not just like who you're here to serve, but more so like who you're here to be. And in that will obviously encompass like your mission, your vision, your values. It will encompass the goals you want to achieve, the dreams you have. It will encompass the characteristics you want to have. It will encompass the achievements you want to achieve. I think just trying to figure out a map, a plan of who you want to be in 5 years' time, right? And to do that, you've got to think about who inspires me inside my industry, outside my industry, movie characters, musicians, like artists, everything. Who inspires you? Right? What is it about them that inspires you? Is it characteristics? Is it achievements? Because it's never going to be like you're never going to want to be someone else. There's different elements of everyone in the world who you could want to be. I've said many times, like I don't care if it's a billionaire or a homeless person. They're better than me at something and they can bring values in my life. Right, and that's what I'm open to learning from every single person. So I've always the key aspect for everyone to live by, I think, and I'm actually going to change it. Yeah, you want to figure out who you are, but the key advice to live by, right, something to actually do day to day, is to have the confidence to know, right, that no matter what room you're in, no matter whether it's billionaires or homeless people, you bring value to that room. You need to have the confidence to know that you bring value to that room, because no one else is going to be you. But also the humility to know that everyone else in that room can bring value to you too. That's something to live by. So 2 things, strategize and plan who you're going to be in 5 years' time so you can build a map to get there, right? So you can build the idea, this is the dream, that's what I want to be in 5 years' time. These are my goals to become that, these are the actions I need to achieve them goals, so that's my plan, right? Dreams, goals, actions, and I can use that plan. But then a way to live is confidence and humility.
Perfect answer, bro. What drives you daily?
I love this one because my answer for this is complex but easy. So what drives me daily is my fear of zero. You've heard me talk about my fear of zero before, but for everyone who hasn't heard me talk about this, essentially before I started cutting hair, I was a student, and which meant obviously that financially I was horrible. And so I was obviously given student loans, and obviously when you live away with the student accommodation, basically you have no money. So my bank account was like minus 2,000, because I was also stupid with the money they gave me. So my bank account was minus 2,000, and when I started cutting hair, my bank account was minus 2,000. And I spent, I didn't realise at the time, I fell in love with Barber, and Barber made me feel like I'd gone home and I'd become my truest version of myself, and I loved it, and it gave me like a purpose, it gave me a vehicle to love working hard with. But still, the working hard thing kind of came from the fact I needed to get it to zero. I wasn't even on zero, I was 2,000 below zero. And it took me like a while, obviously when you first start cutting hair, you don't earn much money. If anything, most haircuts are free. So it took me a long time to get to zero. Once I finally got to zero, I then had fear of zero. So I started raising my zero. I remember saying to myself, £100 is my new zero. Then £1,000 is my new zero. And I kept bringing my zero up a little bit. And then I started to realise, once I realised that that's why I always said one of the things, I don't regret things, but one of the things that I wish I'd done is appreciate my journey more. I loved it at the start. I really appreciate it now. At the start, I didn't, because I was so determined to get to zero, and then above zero, and then stay above zero. But I realised when I kind of reflected, the reason I'd achieved so much, and the reason I'd done so much in such a short space of time, was this fear of zero. And I realised that it wasn't just a fear of zero financially. I actually used it as a fear of zero, and I took the mentality and I used it and implemented it day to day, and I consider myself to have a fear of zero psychologically and ability-wise, and everything in my life. I consider when I wake up every day to be at zero, ability-wise, career-wise, everything, right? Financially, everything. I consider myself to be at zero, and my fear that day is that I'm still going to be at zero at the end. And what it does is it motivates me to get better every day, because I have to be worth more or given more today than I did at the start, or that I did at the start of the day. I have to be able to give more today by the end than I did at the start. That's my fear of zero. I've got to get above zero every day. So that's what drives me every day, fear of zero.
That's amazing, bro. I already know that answer, but that's amazing. So the next question, I never saw anyone ask you that, but you can only pick one, clippers or scissors. If you go to a desert, you can bring
I would
only
definitely say
one.
scissors, because I feel like a long haircut with clippers isn't going to have the same soft look.
Next.
But I feel like if you were stuck on a desert, you could just maintain a nice short scissor cut. If you had to keep doing a clipper cut all the time, I don't think you would. If you only had one choice, then it'd have to be scissors. Because technically, I wouldn't want to do it, but you could do a fade with scissors if you wanted to. So, like, you could go short with the scissors.
Yes.
So it's definitely I would pick scissors over clippers. But I'm not gonna it'd be hard for me because I love both.
Yeah, brother, me too. I will choose scissors too. The other question is your favorite clipper right now.
I'd still be hard pushed to beat the Barber FX, and that's just personal because I know they're not everyone's favourite. I always try to see how they're not everyone's favourite because I think they're the easiest clipper to. They help me. The original corded version of the Barber FX literally helped me learn how to fade because it was one of the first ones with the proper lever system that clipped. I know a lot of people with the Barbers, a lot of people now like the low pros because they're a bit more like a classic clipper shape. Yes. But I quite like the original shape, the FX shape. So I still would say the FX. I think that I liked the Snap FX, but I think they were good for. I actually think they are the opposite of what they were designed for. They were designed for the traveling barber, but they're actually more. I think they're better for people who actually work in the shop all day. Because if you can't charge them without the big station.
Exactly.
So for me, I can't bring it with me because it's too heavy to fit in my case. So they're actually better from in the shop, but I still would say the FX. Yeah, that's what I would say.
I bought the Snap FX and I really like them.
So the next question is nothing about barbering. I know the answer to, but Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo, because it reflects more of what I believe in. And what I mean is, I honestly think there is, and as a Ronaldo fan, I honestly think there is no doubt on planet Earth that Messi is more talented. There is just no doubt he is. He's far more talented. This is why there's no debate, right? In reality, Messi is more talented, but Ronaldo is better because he wasn't talented. Well, he was, but he wasn't as talented. Messi was always as good, right? He was always that good. He never really had to work that hard. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying he didn't train hard. I'm not saying he didn't practice, but he never had to. He never came onto the scene and was not good and then became good. Ronaldo, when he first came, he was genuinely not that good. He did a lot of tricks,
Hard work.
But he was not that good. And I think he quickly realised it and then worked to train himself to become. Look at him physically. He went from being like so skinny and weak to being like fucking beast. And that alone, like that, plus how where he went, like I've always said, you can't ever judge someone on how good they are. Right? You have to judge them on where they were to where they are now. And that's why it's always Ronaldo or Messi.
Perfect. I share the same mindset as you say. So this was the video with you. This is the Q&A. But I want to thank you for these 2 days. I know you were sick, and I want to say thank you for effort to explain everyone the single doubts. It was amazing. I know you about three years ago, but this is the second time with you in person, and you're special, bro. You are a special guy, and you have special talent in your hands. So I appreciate the fact I can be in your team and learn with you. So
the future's bright, bro.
Thank you.
It's an honor for me to have you as part of the team. I think you've got a bright future, and as I said to you just upstairs, I'm kind of glad you got to see me like this because you got to see me having to. If I ever get on your back about something, you know it's because I'm just practice. I practice what I preach. So
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
it's
that's
true.
the thing. I've always said the only standards you got to meet are the ones you set for yourself. But the standards you set for yourself define the life you're going to have. I can't set your standards, right?
Exactly.
But what I can hopefully do as hopefully a leader, in a way, is show you what my standards are like.
Exactly.
And hopefully that moves up a little bit. But I already know you have them kind of standards anyway, so that's why you're on the team. So the future's bright, bro.
Okay, bro. Thank you. Thank you a lot for being in this video once again.
Appreciate it, bro.
Let's go.